Flosstube friends, it's time for another episode. Hello everybody. I am back for another video with you today, another Flosstube. This is Flosstube number 125. It has been 2 weeks since I have filmed a video. Last week was just full of things. I am Annie, Joyfield Stitcher, both here on YouTube and over on Instagram, although life has taken over, and so therefore my Instagram has had, I think, nothing pretty much posted in October. I need to catch up on that. But I am here today to show you what I have been working on over the last 2 weeks, maybe some little plans that are coming up for the remainder of October, and then a little bit of my joy-filled stashy stash, like the things that came in the mail for me over the last 2 weeks. So the last time I filmed a video was on Sunday, October 10th, I believe. And I was gearing up for my birthday, and so I am now 41. Yay! And since then, I have been working on some different cross-stitching projects. I did actually finish binding off this quilt. I'll show that in just a second. And I've had some things come in the mail. Not a ton, just a little bit, just a smattering of things. And I've started on my Starry Night block of the month. And so I am hopeful that this weekend I will have a tiny bit of time to finish piecing together the block for Mary, and I can show that on my next video. I think actually my second month is on its way to me, which is fantastic. Yay. So first things first, thank you so much for joining me for another Stitchy update. I appreciate those of you that are hanging around with me through this kind of interesting situation I have going on, which is not knowing exactly what my filming schedule is going to be. I'm hopeful to find a groove somewhere here pretty soon. But life is kind of in flux right now. We go through stages in life, and right now I'm in this stage that, like, my new position at work has me really invested. I am getting some stitching a tiny bit in the morning, like maybe 10 minutes in the morning, and then some in the evening before I fall asleep. Because it is fulfilling. I am also still doing after school art. I do feel like life is going to calm itself a little bit once that ends in mid-November. Hold on just a second. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. That was like 0 seconds for you and about 10 minutes for me. I was on the phone with my brother. But as I was saying, and yes, I had to actually go back and reference the previous video clip to see what I was even talking about. I do feel like once kind of that one commitment gets pulled away, i.e. after school art, which is 2 days a week, and the prep that's around that things will kind of calm themselves a little bit. Then we get into the Christmas push. And so then that's a little bit of a challenge in itself. However, I do think that I have a better grasp on my time management, and I'm getting into a flow with work and what days I do what and how I get ready for art, because I am doing again in the winter time. But anyway, that's enough of that nonsense. We need some hugs, because I forgot hugs on at least one of my last videos. I guess that's part of being out of the habit. So let's do some virtual hugs. And then I want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who has come back to watch a video with me again. I know that I am not being my normal, consistent self, but what is normal nowadays? And, I just appreciate those of you that have reached out and shared that you understand the time commitments that I have and that life is changing, but I am going to still attempt to do this on a consistent enough basis. I'm hopeful to get back weekly. My videos will be longer if I go 2 weeks. I have a lot of projects to show, and I haven't showed a single one yet. So we're going to stop with the chitty chatty. I know y'all love the chit chat. I may have some stories smattered in. It is super early on Saturday morning. I am expecting Joyfield Little One home from the grandparents here pretty soon. So yeah, let's get some hugs in. We're going to hug one on each side. Then we're going to give ourselves a hug. We need a little love. I need a little love this morning. You might need a little love this morning. So let's get some hugs in. Come on. Let's get our hugs. Let's get a hug on this side. And then we're going to hug right here. So let's get into showing some cross stitch. Or actually, let's talk about my quilt. So this is a Sawtooth Star quilt that I started, oh my gosh, I don't even know when. How, a billion years ago. Not really. But it's got to be at least a decade. It was like the last quilting project that I had done previous to kind of taking a big time hiatus away from quilting. Over 10 years. Because I made this long before Joy-Filled Little One was even like conceived. So this is some Christmas fabric. I have no idea which line it was from. I mean, we're talking, this is the mid 2000s, I would say. Like 2005? I don't know. But anyway, it has been sitting, obviously piece. The top was put together. It had everything done except the binding. So I went in and I was hand binding it. And then I was like, I'm ready for this to just be done. So half is hand bound, hand stitched. The other half is machine stitched. It is what it is. It's got some really fun Christmas plaid on the back. It is stars all throughout. And then we've got some, the person who quilted this is one we do not use anymore. It's like there is gapping in certain spots. I do love when my favorite part of when I quilt is after it's all done and washing it and it kind of scrunches up. That's my favorite. But there's some anomalies with this. The quilting's a little wide in places, like specifically within this star. I have another Sawtooth Star or Ohio Star that's like Western fabrics. I'll show that in another video. That was like my first star quilt. I love the stars. But the quilting on that was by someone else who it's much tighter and it's going to hold up better. I'm worried about like the fact that this is a rather large, and you don't need much quilting. But anyway, that's a long drawn out story to say that I finally finished that and I'm excited, and it's going to sit in my stitchy chair. It is Christmas themed, but I don't care because it's super exciting that it's done. Yay. So I am working on the Starry Night Block of the Month. I purchased the Block of the Month kit through Stitch in Heaven. That is a quilt shop that is about an hour or so away from me. It's actually no, it's not an hour or so. Just kidding. It's like 3 to 3.5 hours away. I've never been there in person, but I was, a great stitchy friend of mine was talking about going there, and she had purchased a new machine and all this, that, the other, and I was intrigued and fell down the rabbit hole of their website. So I signed up for their Block of the Month Starry Night. It's from So Kind of Wonderful. It uses a curvy ruler. It's very above like what I've done before in quilting. It's lots of curved pieces, but it's going to be, I'm so excited because it's like the nativity scene in quilting. And they provide all of the fabric for basically the top of the quilt and the binding, which is awesome. So all you have to do is get your backing fabric. And I purchased that at Joann's when it was on sale for the Moonlight Madness or whatever they called it last week, when calico prints were $4.99 a yard. So I went ahead and purchased that. That was a long, drawn out thing. But I highly recommend Stitch in Heaven. They have some fantastic Block of the Months. I get emails from them, and they've constantly they have like a person who their whole job is putting them together, and they are super organized. I love it. I cannot wait till my other thing that I've signed up for. I think it starts in January. It is the Table Runner of the Month. But it's like, it features a lot of different quilt designers. So I'm super excited about that. Let's show some cross stitch. How about that? We are like a long time in and we need to show some cross stitch. So I'm just going to do a quick-ish rundown of everything I've worked on in the last 13 days. So the first thing that I worked on around my birthday is, this is Beautiful Things. This is by Lindy Stitches. It says, "Oh my darling, it's true. Beautiful things have dents and scratches too." This was when I started last year around about my birthday. This is on Color and Cotton Pearwood 18 count Aida, and I'm stitching it with the overdyed or the hand dyed floss pack that Lindy Stitches did as a kit. So it is all classic colorworks. It's got some beautiful colors in there. And then it is subsidized. I feel like very glitchy today. My brain feels glitchy with some DMCs. So I pretty much have worked on, this flower was complete. I've worked on this greenery. It's huge. Like, you look at it, you go, oh, how cute and simple. Oh, it's huge, but it's awesome. And I can't wait to get to the bird and the fence and all the cool stuff. All right, next thing. I have a finish. So this did not actually have a birthday. However, it was this month's call for Whiff Go. And Whiff Go is the fantastic idea of Jessie Marie, of Jessie Marie Does Stuff. I highly recommend. Some people are already starting to talk about 2022. It's put it in my brain, but I am not ready until I get closer to the end of the year, because I'm hopeful for a few more finishes before the end of the year. So this is a 2019 start, so I'm super pumped that it's finished. I had it slotted for 7 days. I finished it on the first day. I didn't realize how much I had already worked on this and how little I had left to do. Now, I did do a little bit of tweaking. There were some things I did not stitch. I will tell you that in just a minute. This is Little House Needleworks Bethlehem. And so this is, like I said, a 2019 start. I'll show you what I did not stitch. I did not stitch all the tiny little fiddly stars throughout the sky. I stitched the Star of Bethlehem. And I did not stitch this border down here, the light greenery border. I had already planned on not doing that. So it is on some 18 count mystery die Ada from Mystic Fabrics. And it is finished. And I did change up the color of the angel's dress to pink. That was just something I decided to do when I was at my LNS kitting this back in 2017, probably. It sat kitted for a long time before I started it. So starting over here, we've got cute little sheep, angel. I did do stars on one half. Well, now I have to decide, am I going to do stars on the other half? This is what happens when I put it in the Q-Snap and I went, I'm done! And I didn't look back to see that the stars are done on this side. Aw, fiddlesticks. Okay, well, I'm going to finish this morning. It's finished. It's finished. For all intents and purposes, it is finished. Oy vey. So what I said about my brain being glitchy? So anyway, that one's finished. Just imagine the stars on that side. All right, I also worked on this piece. Now, I started this last year on my birthday on a piece of 20 count, and I wasn't loving the colors that I had. There was a lot I was not loving. So I kind of restarted it on a different fabric with a couple of swapped flosses. So this is the Little House Needleworks Inspirational Scriptures. Now, I previously, way back in like 2019, had stitched, and I thought it was in here, but it's not. I had stitched this one. It's gorgeous. I don't love the fabric I did it on, and I didn't do the border. So I don't know that I'm doing all of these. I am starting in this one that's Faith is Being Sure of What We Hope For. I am going to restitch All Things Are Possible to Him Who Believes. Be Joyful in Hope. I am going to do that one. And Let Your Gentleness Be Evident to All. I think those are the 4 I'm going to do. I'm not going to do all 6. I don't know if those are for sure the 4, but I moved it over to a different fabric. Oh, here it is. So see, I stitched this one. I did not do the border. This one came as the chart with the floss pack, and it looked great when the floss was out, but this floss has some variegation in it that just does not jive well. So I am going to probably finish this like into a little pincushion pillow or something. I'm not getting rid of it because it's finished, but I do want to stitch it as part of this 4-piece and like frame it. My colors are a mixture of all kinds. There's brights. I did go in and kind of revamp some of my colors, brighten them up. This is on Color and Cotton Canyon, which is an 18 count. And I literally just have the border, like 1/2 the border of that first one. I've not been super drawn to this. which is okay. I've been drawn to other projects right now. And this is in an awesome Stitch Toolbox bag that has gratitude, happy fall. I just thought this was really cute last year, and so I put it in there. All right, so I did get a start on Autumn Squirrel, which is from Barbara Anna Designs. Let me pull out the copy and unfold it. Heather Link is my homeboy, did this as her birthday start. And so I decided to start it with her because I love a squirrel and I love Barbara Anna. So this is Autumn Squirrel from Barbara Anna Designs. This was in the fall this year, fall 2021 issue of Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. Highly recommend that magazine. I do not get the paper copy. I get the digital copy, which is fantastic because I stitch digitally. And I have this on a cool 16 count mystery fabric from Color and Cotton. I pulled flosses from my stash that are very, very similar to the DMC, but I have some of these beautiful over-dyed oranges and golds and browns, so I pulled those. And then my blue is amazing. It's Ultramarine by Color and Cotton. But I do have kind of a pretty good start. I kind of just started with color completing, so I picked like the light yellow, and then I've come in with some of the darker yellow, and then I feel like I'm saving the dress to last because it's just so incredible. And then I've come in now with some of this light orange color. I love it. And it's on this super fun, like green, that's more true to color. It's still washing it out a lot. It's more of like a olive mustard combo. Hard to explain, but I love it. And this one will probably come back out here soon. I don't have a project with a birthday until December. So I'm kind of like excited to like plan in some longer stretches on projects that I love. I did work some more on Return the Kindnesses, which is Hands to Work Revisited. I started this last year in 2020 with Steph of Just Keep Stitching, Bestie's Bunny Sow. I did a conversion to overdyed cottons from my extensive collection. Mostly Classic Colorworks, and then there is, not Classic Colorworks, excuse me, rewind that. Color and Cotton, and then one Victorian motto. This is on 18 count sampler gold from Color and Cotton. And I am still kind of working through the borders and things. So I worked, I added in this like cream color into these coins, these pennies up here, the penny rugs. And then I started down on this border and started in filling in the diamonds. This is full coverage on this border. This border with the little vine is done. The words are going to start wrapping. This is the actual size of the piece. The bunny is full coverage as well. But I'm thinking I might pull in some kind of specialty stitch. So if you have some ideas about specialty stitches that I could use on the inside of this bunny to give it some texture and also just to break up the monotony of that stitching. I mean, granted, that would be great. Like if I ever get lunchtime stitching again, it would be great like lunchtime stitching. But I'd love something to like give it some texture. All right, this one had a birthday on October 4th, and I forgot about it because for some reason it didn't get transferred from my WIP list into my monthly calendar. Again, glitch in the brain. So I pulled it back out because I was like, I do want to stitch on it. So this is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is Cozy Gingerbread Snow Globe. I think it's so cute. I love the pink tree, the turquoise and pink accents, and I love it on this kind of plum fabric. Theirs was a picture this plus. I had this piece of 28 count Monaco in my collection from Garibaldi's Needlework that Jen Upton had sent me at one point. When I was kind of looking to go into even weave, and I didn't have a project for it, and then I was like, it's perfect. This is in the color Raisin, and so I worked a lot on all the white detailing, and I love how it pops. I had really only had just the gingerbread house, and I was starting to think maybe it was not going to be a good fit. Oh no, it's perfect. It's perfect. And I love stitching on the 28 count Monaco. It's thick, but it gives the perfect stitches like Ada. Oh, I love it. I love it. And I know it's harder to come by, especially in the hand dyed. So yeah, excited that I got some time in on that. And didn't completely forget it. I do believe I spent some time in my Caterpillar Cross Stitch current stitch along, which is Lucky Nutcracker Sal. I don't think I have the current picture. This is on the Kit Ada, which I think in my case is a 16 count white Zweigert Ada. And then I am using the flosses that came on these super awesome new cards. The needle minder is also available through Caterpillar Cross Stitch. They have some of the best needle minders. I love this super fanciful Nutcracker. So I am just still filling in the green of the trees. I have this slotted for, I think, the remainder of this month, like 25 minutes on it to get kind of more progress done. I need to get the tree done. And then we've got, so far, the second part has come out, and it is the Nutcracker itself, which is fantastic. I'm excited about that. And I think maybe part 3 is out. I've said this before. I love stitch-alongs. I love them. But I have so many other projects that, like, the amount that there is to stitch in each section is perfect if you only have a few projects. If you have a bajillion projects like I do, actually it's not a bajillion anymore, it's a half a bajillion, then it's just too much for me to finish in 2 weeks. I fully believe I could have kept up with it had I not had all these other projects with birthday starts. Do I regret that I have all these other projects? No, because I love stitching on all of the other ones too. So it just means I need to prioritize that one a little bit more. I have in the last couple of videos put the information to link you to Caterpillar Cross Stitch website. The full kit is still available. The full kit plus the needle minder is still available. You can also still sign up for just the PDF to be sent to you and you use your own materials. It is in DMC and they're recommended as a white, either Ada, linen, or even weave. And at the end, the PDF becomes like just a full PDF, not the parts. So yeah, there's that. All right, so then this project had a birthday and it got a restart on some new fabric. So this is 12 Days of Christmas bag from Evertotes. I love this bag. And this holds a series that, okay, so this is a little bit of a story. So I was sent these magazine pages torn out like this by a stitchy friend who sent me a whole box of stuff. And as I was going through them, I was like, this is incredible. I love these. I love that they are two-sided ornaments. The front is the partridge, the turtle doves, the French hens, and then the cardinals. And then the back is the biblical reference for them. So you stitch the front and back separately, and then you create two-sided ornaments. So I had the first 4 days. And I was like, oh, good gravy. How do I get the rest of these? So these came out of Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine, which is no more. And there, I could not find any kind of, what do you call it? Any kind of PDF back issues kind of a situation. So I went to the internets and I found this started in the September 2011 issue of Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine. This is the November. So I purchased the November off of, like, Bush Mountain Handcrafts or something. I don't know that they still have it, but I Googled and it popped up with their shop and I thought, okay, I might not get it. It was like $6, I think, and then plus shipping. I did get it, which was awesome. And then to get the so then it goes September, November of 2011, and then January of 2012. In order to get the January of 2012 magazine, I ended up having to purchase a lot with all of 2012's issues off of eBay. So there's the story in that. These are designed by Kathy Haberman and Teresa Curry of Cherry Wood Design Studios, which they do not design under those under that company anymore. Kathy Haberman, we all know, we love. Teresa Curry, we also know and love. I have another Cherry Wood Design Studio chart that I'm stitching, which is one of the dictionary series. Pardon me, I've got a frog in my throat. And I would love to be able to say, here's where you can go get this. But it was by happenstance that I was gifted this. And then beyond that was able to find the other issues. So I fully intend to pass these along once I am finished with the series, but who knows how long that will be. But I would recommend that if you're interested in it, go and search for Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine. Again, it's the September 2011 issue, the November 2011 issue, and the January 2012 issue. So there's that. So I am stitching the front of the pieces on Be Stitch Me's 18 count dirty chalkboard. The backs are going to be in Be Stitch Me Outback Jack 18 count. I had a half yard of both, which is what I've determined I need for 12 fronts, 12 backs. So I have finished the front of the partridge, which I love. It's so good. I've done a color conversion from, I think it's charted in like Weeks Dye Works and stuff. I pulled from my floss collection. So it's got some really pretty colors. I brightened up some of them. I have on my little 6x6 Q-snap, I have the back of the first one. This is in my plans to spend a little time on. And then what I did was I went and cut all of my fabrics because I wanted to make sure I had enough. Because what happened last time is I had decided I was going to stitch it on 20 count Artemis from Be Stitch Me. And I had a half yard, but it was not enough, even on the 20 count. And so I had ordered another half yard. Well, it came in and looked totally different. And then I decided I didn't want to stitch it on 20 count because I like 2 strands. I know I am kind of an anomaly, maybe not a complete anomaly, but there are a lot of folks that love stitching with 1 strand. I like 2 strands. And I like the loop method. It just seems easier to me. But I know that's not for everybody. I can't do 2 strands on 20 count, especially hand-dyed 20 count. And so I realized I wanted to switch it to 18, so I needed to see what I had. Well, I had that piece of the dirty chalkboard I had ordered from her back as a custom, and I had a half yard, and I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. Well, lo and behold, it's going to be perfect for this project. And then I was like, well, I don't have enough to do fronts and backs. So then I went to my stash, and I found my piece of Outback Jack, which was a custom cut, roughly about, there is some left, but it was my piece for Pandemic, which I decided to UFO, the Long Dog Sampler's Pandemic. So that worked out perfectly. And they are going to be different front and back, but I think that's okay. I think it's perfectly okay. So enough about that piece. Let's go on to, I have been working on my Noelle Sampler, which is from Satsuma Street. It is her Mystery Stitch Along. Part 2 has just come out. It came out Thursday evening, Friday morning early. So this is part 1. Part 2 has come out. It includes, I believe, the O and then some other. I have not pulled my PDF yet because I just haven't. I haven't had a chance. But it's got 3 more motifs. I'm part of the Stitch Along group, and I went, I already have, and I'm going to show it to you. I already have a piece that's Noelle that will actually coordinate quite nicely with this. And then somebody else mentioned that they also had a piece that was Noelle. So they're going to do a 9 patch and just stitch the motifs. And I love that idea, and turn it into a pillow, and then have the other one that they have be a pillow, which my other one is going to be a pillow. So I am stitching it as a 9 patch. I am not going to stitch the letters. I have an idea though. I'm not going to stitch the letters as part of this larger piece. The letters I'm actually, I think, going to stitch individually and create like, I think I might even do them on perforated paper and do like a little banner. That's my thought, because I really do like the letters. However, I really want to do just the motifs on this. So I am still working through, I have done the first 4 squares. So this is in my Q-snap wrapped under. So I've done square 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to just go ahead and do the borders. So I'm currently working on doing the 2 this way. Then there's going to be a row of 3 here. And I will be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. For you, it was just a few seconds. It was a bit longer for me. So I was just sharing kind of my update on the Noelle Sampler from Satsuma Street. So I've got 2 more projects to show. And one was my birthday start, but we're going to start with this one. This is from Modern Folk Embroidery. And this was another Whiff Go. This was Whiff Go for this month. And it had a 7-day goal of 7 days, but I had already done 3 days earlier in the year around its start date. I think I started it at some point. I think I may have, when did I start this? I don't know. Anyway, point being, this is Modern Folk Embroidery's Noelle pillow pattern. And so I am stitching this on 18 count Rose Ada from Color and Cotton with Color and Cotton floss in Carmine. So it's this really pretty rosy red color. I have a ton of it. I will not need all of it. I'm stitching this 2/2, and I have been working on this. It has met its Whiff Go goal, but I have a secondary goal, which is I want to get this oval stitched all the way around, which will not take me that long. As you can see, I'm kind of half stitching it and then progressing. But the last time I had this out, I had only stitched from here to here, but I've completed the remainder of the border and the kind of filigree shapes. So I'm really super pumped on how much progress I've gotten on this. And this is an enjoyable stitch. Monochromatic is always super soothing in my opinion. But I do like super colorful projects, but the monochromatic just has a special spot in my heart. So this one's not done yet. I want to get that oval finished, so you will see it again. And then the very last project I have to show, whoo, we've made it, is actually my birthday start. So I decided to start for my birthday the Prairie Schoolers Prairie Fairies. So last time we chatted about this, it was before my birthday, and I had not decided how I wanted to stitch this, like how placement wise I wanted to stitch it, because it's not a number that fits into a like 2x3 array or, you know, one like that. So I decided to do 5 of them in a row like a bell pull shape. So that is what I am working on. Is I have already, and so I took my fabric and cut it into a long, once I knew my width, I cut it into a long skinny piece. This is actually probably too much. And I've stitched the first 2 borders. So I just went in and charted the borders based on the widest, because they're not all the exact same width. They're like 1 or 2 stitches difference between the smallest and the largest. So I did the largest and then added a square or a stitch on each side and each bottom. And then I found the center and I counted, and therefore. So I'm starting with the one that has the bluebird. There's my chart. Starting with the one that has the bluebird. But as you can see, my bird is a little more teal. I did a complete color conversion. Thank you so much to those of you that had such kind words about my color conversion. I was not certain about how I was going to feel about it, or how people were going to feel about it, being that I was completely changing up Prairie Schooler. But I did like super bright, fun, like just super fun to stitch. And then when I was searching for a border, I was like, well, what color is kind of missing from this rainbow? Well, it's orange, in my opinion. And I kind of still wanted it to have that woodsy feel. So I have this fantastic floss. I know that a couple of other stitchers have this as their favorites. This is Color and Cotton Fall Spice. So it's an orange to brown. So I am using that for the borders of the pieces. I was going to stitch all the borders, but then I was like, no, I need to put color in this. So I started putting color in it. So I am working, as I said, in the one with the bluebird. That's her foot right there. So I will probably, as I get a little bit further into this, I will move down. I am stitching this on 18 count light gray gingham from Fabric Flair. I did purchase mine off of Fat Quarter Shop. You can also get it off of Dove Stitch on Etsy. But I did want it on the 18 count. So it's actually not going to be that big, because you've got one more here, one more here, one more here. So yeah, I've got extra fabric at the bottom, which will be a perfect ornament cut. And then my needle minder is from Mad from Minders, and this is a Little House on the Prairie. So I know it's not super, like, you know, it is Prairie Fairies, But we're kind of in this little house kick in our house, and so I wanted to use this needle minder. So I am super pumped about the progress I have on that. I am planning to put some more time into it before it gets kind of put away in lieu of other projects. I do find that the majority of my stitching time falls on the weekend. And just like I said, a little bit in the evenings. But I'm really enjoying, excuse me, just getting some time into projects. So that is all she wrote for what I've stitched on. Whew. It was a lot. It was a lot. This is going to be a longer video. Now, let me tell you what I have in terms of plans. So, and one of them actually leads into purchases. So my other call for Whiff Go is High and Dry, which is a long dog sampler. I started this back in the spring, I believe, when it was released. And I love it. I love the combo of the different animals, and it's almost like levels. So like it almost looks like, it's just interesting to me because you've got this ship. So you're thinking, okay, well, is this underwater because there's crabs? But then no, there's people, and then there's deers, and there's trees, and there's unicorns up here, and elephants with crowns. And it's just incredible. I just think it's so visually appealing, and I love the kind of subtle symmetry that there is. So yeah, I'm super pumped about this. I love these flowers down here. Oh, so good. So I am stitching this on 16 count Aida, excuse me, from Color and Cotton in blush. Beautiful pink color. This was one I got from their ready to ship section. And I am stitching it in one strand of 12 weight, excuse me, just a second, guys. One strand of the 12 weight sulky, which you know, I like the sulky, but it goes back to, I can't loop start it. But the color that I'm using is the 1001. So 713, 1001. So this is the 12 weight sulky. This is the larger spool. This is the like 300 yard spool. Pardon me. I can't seem to get that frog dislodged from my throat. So, might help if I turn it the right way. So this is where I am starting. I believe I have 7-ish days left to stitch on this. I'd love to say I want page 1 finished within that time. We'll see. I also am tempted to, we're going to see how this works. I will see. Because the coverage is a little light, but I might try stitching a bit with some DMC Blanc with 2 strands and see how noticeable it is, because I want to zoom on this, and the sulky, because it's kind of slippery through my needle, is not helping me zoom. This is in a Creative Carol bag. Oh, I love it, with some Tula Pink cone flowers. I love this bag. All right, so then this was a purchase / I need to get this started. So I love watching Sarah stitch and Mommy. And I love her different temperature quilts, and I knew, or temperature projects, and I knew I wanted to do it. I have this temperature project that I did for 2019, the year 2019. So I want to do another one, but I wasn't sure that I love all of hers that she has designed. I think they're super clever, but nothing really like struck home with me. And this one, when I saw it, this is by Hetty Ruckert, Hettiruckert. I found her through Instagram. Actually, I found it through Pinterest, sourced her back to Instagram to a blog post where she shared this for free. It was a blog post from 2018. Highly recommend this pattern. It's awesome. But when she showed her one for 2022, I was like, sold. 100% doing it. Yes, please. So I am going to start on the outlines of this, but this is Stitch and Mommy's Temperature Butterflies. I'm obsessed. I'm so excited to stitch this. Butterflies have a lot of meaning to me. I love that they're going to look so incredible. Like you can see, I used kind of the similar temperature chart. We live in a kind of a varied climate. We can get quite cold and we can get quite hot. So we get a lot of variation in our colors. So I'm excited because these are going to be hopeful, very rainbow butterflies. So I am using her varied key. The only thing is I changed up a couple of the DMC colors. I felt like it kind of had a brownish orange in there. So I've kind of swapped in for the reds. I did adjust the reds a little bit. These are my reds. There was like 301 was kind of the transition from red to orange, and I wasn't loving it. So instead, my reds go from 350 to 349 to 321, which is like one of my favorite reds, to 816. So that's my hottest color. So this is anything 100 degrees or above. So I should hit this. And my lowest color is 27 degrees or below. So I should hit that as well. This one seemed the most fitting for where I live climate-wise. Now, I have decided to stitch this on this really super fun baby blue gingham, 18 count from Fabric Flair. I just purchased this from Dove Stitch on Etsy. I highly recommend. Their shipping was super fast. This is like an 18 by 18 cut, so it's going to be big. It's going to be definitely big enough. And I figured since this is basically full coverage, you're only going to see the gingham like peeking out from behind the butterflies. So I'm super pumped about that. But what I need to start doing is the outlines. This is my question in my head. I have a question in my head as to, I have contemplated, do I stitch it with 2022's temperatures, or I thought 2012 is the year that my daughter was born. And she was born very early in the year. She was born on January 24th. I'm almost thinking, do I want to stitch it as like a remembrance piece of her first year and do it for 2012's temperatures, which means I would have all the temperatures for Fort Worth, which is where I live, now. So I don't know. We shall see. Hold on one more second. It's another clip. This is a video of many clips. We're going to get finished. I promise. We're going to get to the end of this. This is what I get for filming on a Saturday morning when I have a random phone call from my brother when I normally wouldn't. I have Joyful little one is now home. She's in the living room watching Sophia the First and eating donut holes because Grandma got her donut holes. And now I've had several phone calls. So it is okay. Life is exciting. So anyway, those are the things that I want to get worked on. So, you know, maybe if you have any ideas about whether you think I should stitch 2022 or 2012, you could put those in the comments below. That would help maybe me figure out what I wanted to do. All right. So before we do Joy-Filled Stashy Stash, I realized we need to pick a winner for this chart. So this is the Prairie Schooler. I'm calling it mini piece. It's one of the little cute cards. Some shops give these as freebies you can buy. I bought mine like as a set from, oh gosh, I can't remember who I bought them from. Anywho, I have not had a chance to pick the winner. So hold on one second while I get this all set up, and then we'll draw the winner. So just one second. Okay, so I did, oops, that's upside down. I did go ahead and run the random YouTube comment picker using the word piece. There were 37 commenters. I ran it off screen because I needed to check my form, because one of my stipulations of my giveaway is you have to have filled out my Happy Meal form. So the winner is Crystal Cross Stitcher, and she said, I think this world needs some peace. So Crystal, I assume that's your name. Oh yes it is, because I looked in the thing. Crystal, I will be putting this in the mail to you this weekend. So watch for that coming. And you're in Texas, I think. Maybe. I saw that you were in Texas. And so that should get to you super quickly. Let's do some Joy-Filled Stash Stash. Hopefully that clap was not too loud. So, I actually have some things in here. It's Joy-Filled Stash Stash time. It's Joy-Filled Stash Stash time. Yay! So I have some cool stuff in here today. Let's see, where do we want to start? Let's start with the project bags that I bought. I have not bought project bags in a really long time. And I have been admiring this super cute fabric from, this is a Lori Holt fabric. And I love it. I actually think I'm going to put Prairie Fairies in here because it's very prairie-ish. This is from Dot Dot Goose Designs. I have not been lucky enough to snag one of their bags ever. And so I'm happy to have one. I also purchased, I'm loving these when I have a lot of color changes, this little like floss buddy thing. And I don't know what it's actually called. It's not Floss Buddy because that's what the little floss pockets are. But this little like floss board. And I loved this cute little pattern and I thought it went well with this. So, and then it's got, theirs has a little heart that's out of some like wool felt that you can put your needle in. You can clip some scissors and then it snaps together so you can coil up your extras. So I'm going to put that back in here. So I did get that, which I'm super pumped about. And then my friend Wendy over at Bags by Wendy, she also has a YouTube channel, Wendy in Neverland. She posted some bags and she posted some with the Tula Alice in Wonderland fabric. And this is her, I requested, she had a large size one. I requested a 9x12. I am contemplating starting in 2022 the Al Forest Embroidery Alice in Wonderland, their free sale from this year. And so I thought this would be perfect for that. It's got the Tula Pink signature bright colors. I love it. But it's got the painting the roses. They're dripping. I love it. And then it's got this beautiful coordinating fabric. And then the back is Alice falling down the rabbit hole. And then the tree. And then the charms that she put are so cute. It's got the tree. And then she's got a lock and a key. So I love that. So thank you so much, Wendy. It was super fast shipping. And I got a little, she sent me a freebie skein of some DMC. This is one of the ones that's, I don't think they're called variegations. It's like, and it's not colorise. Maybe it is variegations. This is one of the variegations. So she sent that to me as a thank you. So thank you so much, Wendy. I'm super pumped to put a project in that bag. I am a patron of Tracy Horner of Ink Circles, and she posted to us first the opportunity to purchase some of her leftover kitted items. Like it's a kit of chart and materials. So I jumped on it because I had seen these and thought they were so cute, and I'm super pumped, and I love the fabric she chose and the ribbon. It's just gorgeous. I can't wait to show you. But I do think that she, maybe not at this point, but I do think that she might have some still listed in her Etsy shop. It's worth a shot. So I got both of the Colorful World charts. So this is Striped Skunk. It comes with the chart, the finishing instructions, this beautiful ribbon, these two gorgeous batiks, linen from Mystic Fabrics, and then the flosses needed. And then, I did not know this, but there's a spotted skunk. So I love that, you know, Tracy's educating us as well. So this is the Colorful World Spotted Skunk. Again, comes with the finishing materials, the beautiful linen, and the floss. I have an Ada that's this near exact color from Color and Cotton, so I might be swapping that in instead. It just depends on how I'm feeling about stitching with the linen or not. So I'm super pumped. Head to Tracy's Etsy shop to see if she still has them if you're interested. All right, 2 more things. I did get my thread club from Color and Cotton. This is the October 2021. I get 5 skeins of the Primitive Neutral and 5 of the Bright Variegated, and they do not disappoint this month. So this is the Bright Variegated. Oh, I love it. So we have Jack-o'-lantern, Sunflower, Special Edition Trick or Treat. That's so cute. Parlor. That's pretty. Ooh, that's pretty. And then Grape. Grape. So those are the Bright Variegated. Excuse me. So these will get added to my amazing collection of colors. And then these are my Primitive Neutrals, which I think are fantastic as well. So we have Red Velvet, a beautiful deep dark red. We have Hazel. That's gorgeous. This is a special edition Weathered Pine. Oh, that's pretty. Barnwood. I know I have some Barnwood, but it's in projects, so that's great to have some more. And then Almond. It's a very pretty, like, grayish white. I do know that occasionally these will get put up in the stock on her website. So if there's any that like tickled your fancy and you feel like you want them, go check out. Go check them out. Go see if you can find them on the website. I can't guarantee they'll be there, but they might be. And then the last thing. Did I even do Joyfield Stash time? I don't remember if I did it or not, so I did it again, is I got my cross-stitch planner that I'm planning to use, or my planner that I'm planning to use for cross-stitch next year. So, to finish out this year, I have been using a monthly planner. So it has months and then blank pages. And then it has some notes pages at the end. I've been using one by Plum Paper. And I like the Plum Paper, but I don't love their paper. For some reason, my favorite pens kind of smear on it. It's just there's some slickness to the paper. No, hey, if you love Plum Paper, awesome. There is so much divide in the planner community about, oh no, you like this, you don't like this, whatever. Totally fine with it. But I did go back to my roots. I had some insider points available to me to get a discount off of an Erin Condren. So I did an Erin Condren. This is the deluxe monthly. I customized, this is the layers cover. I customized it to say Joy Filled Stitcher 2022. The inside, so the inside I chose was the Flora option. So it has these beautiful florals every month. This one I think is only available with a few select covers. The one cool thing is the covers are interchangeable. So you can change out your cover all year. And I have been with Erin Condren off and on since like 2012. So I have a lot of covers accumulated. So I can change out my cover. The thing that I love about this is I love the pastel, the calm colors. But it has, let me just show you real quick. It's got some, lead up to the year, has got a monthly, kind of like a year at a glance. And actually I think this is 2 years at a glance. No, it's just the year. And then it's got some goal sheets. So I thought this was kind of cool. Like some goal boxes. And then you go into the monthly and it's got like a very pretty tabbed divider with a different flower each month. And then the monthly looks like this. And so what I've been doing is I go through and I write any projects that I have like, that I for sure know need to get worked on. So i.e. a project that has a birthday. I will go ahead and put this in for January 2022. Over in the sidebar, I'll write my Whiff Go if I have any focuses, if there's any events I'm participating in, etc., etc. Then what's nice is you have a notes page. Then you have kind of this cool like month overview. So I think this is neat if you wanted to have boxes for finishes, starts, floss tubes you found, anything like that. Then it's got some pages. I think it's got a total of 5 double-sided pages of notes. So I take and write what I worked on that day. I don't count stitches anymore. But I will write like the first, this is what I worked on. So it's got the whole year. And then I opted to add in additional note pages. So on these is where I took and I basically pasted like tape runnered in my Whiff Go board. I tape runnered in my whip list, which I keep in my Google Sheets as like a spreadsheet. And then I just print it at 84% and it will fit perfectly. And I tape runner those in. So this is where I keep any of my data tracking. It comes with stickers, some cool stickers. So you could use those to like mark special dates. And then it comes with a sheet of holiday stickers. So they're teeny tiny. They're meant to go in the monthly view, but it comes with a bunch of different stickers. Instead of it being printed in the printer, you can choose which holidays you choose. These are like the more special holidays. So like, for instance, in June, Flag Day, Summer Begins, Father's Day, and Juneteenth are all in there. But then they also give you additionally for June, Pride Month and Loving Day. So those are some other ones, and they tell you what day those are on. And then you've got a double-sided pretty folder that you could keep things in. These are, you can use wet erase markers on here, so you can actually write on the insides of the covers. I am going to personalize this. I'm not sharing this to sell it to you, but if you're interested at all in any of the Erin Condren products, I am going to put my referral link down below. I'm not sponsored by them in any way. I love their products. I have been off and on using them for years. I know that there's been some negativity surrounding the owner of the company, but I know that she has stepped back significantly, and they are really working to fix their reputation and fix what they have done wrong. And they're partnering with some really fantastic artists. So it can't wash away what was said in the past or what was done in the past, but I'm willing to give a second chance if the person says that they're going to try better and learn more. And so I think we can all do that. Anyway, referral link is down below. What that will get you is 10% or $10. One of the two off your first order. And it gives me a little bit of credit to be able to use towards product as well. So with that being said, there's no, you can just go and search the website and pick it. You don't have to use my referral code. It's just a way for me to continue to get cool stuff and possibly share it with you. I'm excited about using this for next year. In fact, I probably next month will start filling in dates, setting it up. I've already gotten to, I love me some, oh, I forgot, this was really cool. Sorry about the squeaky door. I like the forward planning aspect of this too. After before the notes pages, after the last month, I forgot to show this. I think this is so cool. It gives you the entirety of 2023 as small calendars with 3 bullet points, and then it's got some lined bits down here. I think this is really cool for like if you know that in 2023 on this date, I'm going to start this project, and like to know in advance. I think that's cool. Or if you know about a retreat you're going to go to, because hopefully by 2023 I would be comfortable going to a retreat. We shall see. Anyway, so that's not to say, I'm not trying to say that like you should definitely go out and buy it, but that is my solution that has worked the best. I've stuck with it. So now I'm excited to start this year and have this year all in one. So the Plum Paper Monthly, I started in March. I have no clue where I have put my January and February information. If I can find it, I need to put it in there so it's all in one. But I have no clue where it got put. So I have to find it. I've put it on a shelf or something somewhere, but that's okay. So with that being said, I think that is all I have to share with you today. We did hugs. We showed projects. We had 80 bajillion different clips. I've showed you what I bought or what came in the mail. And I think that's it. I think we're done until the next video. So with that, I will say /sing. So long, stitch well. I'll see you soon, my friends. Goodbye. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one.